Welcome back, everybody, to Pop Culture Conspiracy. I'm your host, T. How are y'all doing today? And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the R&B boys, okay? People have been asking me about it. I said that I would do a video, so here I am. I'm going to be critiquing some of the old, some of the new. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let's talk in the comments. Y'all know I don't mind difference of opinion, but if you get disrespectful, then thank you for making me famous, okay? So let me just get into it. Number one, Usher. I think Usher is the undisputed king of R&B right now. I really love his music. He's out there in Vegas doing his thing. Everybody loves his Confessions album. I think that album really set him apart. It was a very iconic album. He can sing, he can dance. He's very talented. And we also like bops like You Got It Bad. The video is also iconic. And we love the album, My Way. So Usher's got a lot of like amazing albums. Like, again, that's what sets him apart from some of the other guys on this list. And that's what makes him king, is because it's not just a single or two that we remember here or there. It is albums full of work. Like, you can play Confessions all the way through. So that's what sets Usher apart. That's what sets some of the pop and the R&B girls apart too, is people who have albums, bodies full of work that you can really play, again, all the way through. Not just, oh, I got 2-3 songs from you, because I'm going to mention people on this list who I just have a song or two. It's a lot of people. It's very few people who have albums. Moving on, Jeremiah. I love Jeremiah. People don't really talk about him like that because he's very low-key, but Jeremiah has hits on deck. Super talented dude. He can sing his ass off, and I think Late Nights is that album. Like, Late Nights, again, is an album that I can play all the way through. He's got different sounds on there, different topics on there. I really, really love that album. It's one of my favorite R&B albums, period, is Jeremiah, Late Nights. Love that album. And I think he also is a great addition to records. Like, he's a good person to call if you want them, to feature, if you want them to be a feature on your song. I think he did really good with his vocals on Living Single with Chance the Rapper, and Favorite by Nicki Minaj is one of my favorite songs, and he's on that song. So he is that dude. Loving him. Love me some Jeremiah. I think he's a great artist. So let's see who is next. Next, I have Jacquees. I love Jacquees. I think he needs better songs, though, because I've listened to a full project from him, and I was like, okay, the man can sing, but he just needs better songs. Like, I don't know if he's writing these songs. I don't know if people are giving him these songs. I don't know. But, like, some songs that I like by him are In the Club, Bed, and Trip. Those are like my 3 favorite songs. But of course, I love me some Dej Loaf. So him and her did a really good job with In the Club. He needs bops like that, and he needs some slow singing songs like Bed. He does. So I like Jacquees. I just think he needs more promo, and the song content, songwriting got to get better, because some of it is not all my favorite. But he has more music that I like, but he needs to develop like a range. Moving on to Sonder, or sometimes known as Brent Faiyaz. He can sing, but his music is low vibrational. Like, one thing I like about, again, Usher and Jacquees and Jeremiah, like, they have better song content, better song topics. I think Brent Faiyaz has good songs like One Night Only, Lost Souls, Trust, Gravity, Crew, Been Away. Like, he's got music that I like, but I can't listen to him for too long. Like, his music, he has a lot of like down music, and like music that kind of can put you in like a sad mood. So I just feel like, okay, if that's what you want to do, but I can't keep you in heavy rotation because I don't want to be fucking sad and feeling low. Moving on to Chris Brown. I never really liked Chris Brown, even before the whole Rihanna bullshit, and I found out how he be really rocking in his personal life. I just never really saw it for him like that. I like his song, Excuse Me, Miss, That's a nice song. And I like my favorite song by him is the Deuces remix with everybody on there, with Drake on there, with Andre 3000 on there, with Fabulous on there. Like, they killed that shit. But other than that, I really don't listen to Chris Brown like that. Like, the boy can sing, the boy can dance, but I like his voice a little bit, but not, he has a voice that I can't really listen to too much either. So, okay, Chris. And then now I know that he's a bona fide motherfucking snorter and be beating people up. No, Chris. Bye, Chris. Okay, The Dream. Really understated with his own music, but he is more so known as a producer, I feel like, and mainly because of Beyonce. He makes a lot of great songs for her, and he's done some great work for Rihanna and Nivea and a lot of other people. He's got some great credits, but he makes amazing music on his own too. He can sing, and I think him being able to produce makes his music all that much better. I love his content as well. His songwriting ability is there. I love the album Foreplay. I love the album Love Hate, which is what he's most known for. Some of his most iconic hits off of that album. And he has another album too that I really like. I'm looking for the name in the notes, because there's another one that I really like. He is that dude. Oh yeah, I like the song with him, Throw It in the Bag. Of course, he did a really good job on that. And then when they put Drake on there, I love both versions. Like, both versions really hit. Oh yeah, he has an album called Love You to Death. So he's got tons and tons of hit. Put respect on the man's name. He is, sorry y'all, it's hot. He is that dude, and I love what he's got going on. He does a lot of great stuff in the music industry as a whole. He is somebody as a producer and a songwriter, and he has vocals. The music industry needs him. The R&B girls need him, okay? So shout out to The Dream. He's a mega talented dude. Definitely deserves to be on this list. For one of the best. And then let me see, I have Party Next Door. I think Party Next Door is another guy who's really, really great. I just think he made a mistake by signing with another artist. He is a telltale sign why you do not sign with artists, because they sometimes can feel threatened by you and want to halt you or want to stop your progress, because I definitely think that's part of the reason why he's not bigger, because he did sign with OVO. But Party Next Door has amazing, again, albums. Or mixtapes, EPs, the stuff that he drops. I think he's another person that can make full, cohesive bodies of work, and he has the vocals. Let's see. I really like his song with Rihanna, that, like, the Believe It song, and I like both of their versions of Work, because he is Caribbean from what I'm to understand. So I think he did a really great job on Believe It with Rihanna. I love, of course, Break from Toronto. I love Recognize. I love Over Here, Thirsty, 1942, Transparency, High Hopes. Those are some of my faves. Of course, We Like Her Way. I mean, this dude is highly underrated. Definitely should be bigger, because he has the vocals. And I recall him kind of coming out at the same time as The Weeknd, but The Weeknd made the right choice by not signing with Drake. And from my understanding, Drake was a little bit bitter about that in the beginning, but look at The Weeknd now and look at Party Next Door now. So cautionary tale, just be careful who you sign with, because they can really make a break. Next, Tory Lanez, another casualty of the Carter Kingdom, allegedly. I actually like this dude, and I know he didn't shoot Meg. I'm going to get into a little bit of that later. But Chicks Tape 3 is one of my favorites. I like his spin on Say My Name. I love that he did, like, the chopped and screwed stuff. I love a lot of his interludes. I mean, dude got hits, plenty of songs that I really like, and I just think he really is bringing the vocals, and I like his production, talented dude. So shout out to Tory. It's, again, gotta be careful who you fuck with, because all of this shit done popped off with, him and Meg, and it's like, look, y'all, I've broken my big toe before. So I'm glad that I'm really about to talk about this on this video. I've broken my big toe before, and it did put me in a cast with crutches for a few weeks. And even when my foot healed somewhat, it took a few weeks to just heal from my toe being, even when I got off the crutches and got out the cast, I had to readjust to walking a little bit. So you can make me believe that if I've gone through that with a broken toe, that Megan was able to walk around with her toe. And again, I was in a cast. That Megan was walking around and with just a bandage for a day or two and then popping ass in the fucking WAP video right after. No way. No way. We know Tory didn't shoot Meg. It's not even possible. If Tory shot her, she would have had to be out of commission for weeks, months. You know how much money that would have cost her motherfucking labels, all the people that's in that pot? No. Tory didn't shoot that motherfucking girl. But when you try to do your own thing and be independent and all of that, the industry got a fucking cake baking for your ass. And that's exactly what happened to Tory Lanez. So shout out to Tory, free Tory, because none of that shit popped off. And he's a really talented dude. So moving on, Frank Ocean. I'm 50-50 on Frank because I like some of his music. I've known about him since he was in Odd Future and his name was Lonnie Bro. I think he's kind of like a male SZA in that he's overrated because he has good lyrics, but his voice really isn't there. I don't think he's a singer. Again, he also came out around the time of The Weeknd, and I was listening to them all around the same time when they kind of started gaining popularity and with, I want to say, going mainstream at the same time. Maybe not debuting as artists at the same time, but you get me. When it comes to Frank Ocean, though, I just felt like on his song, what's that song? I don't know. One of his most popular songs. He sounded good on Novocaine, but that other song that he did, I cannot think of the name right now. A tornado flew around my room before you came. I literally forgot the name of that song. That song, I was like, you really can't sing like that. Like, you alright, you can carry a little tune, but you really can't sing like that. And it is what it is. But no, he doesn't have the Weeknd vocals. I think a decent portion of his music is also depressing. He's kind of got that Brent Faiyaz edge, where I think I can't listen to Frank for a long time because his music can kind of pull you down. But I'd like songs from him such as Pyramids, Electric Feel, Nights, Biking, Love Crimes. Like, I like the song She that he has with Odd Future. So I think Frank Ocean does a good job with some of his music. But I think he is one of those people, he has to really know his range, know his know what he can do and know what he can't do, because not every song fits for him. Like, the music that The Weeknd sings does not fit for Frank Ocean, and it just is what it is. You know, gotta just deal with that. So moving on, Bryson Tiller, he's got some hits, but I think some of his music kind of sounds the same. I think he can sing, but he kind of sounds like a young man. I think that's also my real issue with what's his name, Chris Brown, is that Chris Brown, some of his music some of his vocals kind of sound like a child. Like, he sounds like a young guy. So he kind of is like the male version of Ella Mai to an extent. Again, he has vocals, but he has like commercial R&B music. I enjoyed some of Trap Soul. I think it was another cohesive body of work with melodies, lyrics, and vocals. I like Right My Wrongs, one of my favorite, and I like Don't. Exchange was overplayed, so I'm tired of it. And I like what he did on the Gotta Move On remix with Diddy. I just hope he didn't have to sell his bussy for it. But otherwise, shout out to Bryson Tiller. I like him. I want to see him continue to work and come out with more music, because I think, okay, like, even if you kind of cool off, like, if you just keep working, you're gonna come up with something good that's really gonna hit. So just keep working at it. Like, it's all a part of being an artist. The Weeknd has vocals for days. He definitely sounds a lot like Michael Jackson, but I like his R&B vibe more than his pop vibe. I think now he's definitely a bona fide pop star. Back in the day when he released them 3 mixtape, he was definitely more of a R&B artist. Maybe you could consider him contemporary R&B, but he was giving definitely more of an R&B vibe because his music was more slowed down, and he was using different instrumentation with his production. But you know, he's on his levels and ladders. You know, he working with Quincy Jones now. Lord knows what he got to do to get hated it, but I'm fucking with The Weeknd. Again, I really liked House of Balloons. I really like Thursday. I'm What You Want, I'm What You Need. That's my song. He's got so many hits from those 3 mixtapes alone. Like, even the song Valerie, like, people don't really talk about that song, but the vocal performance was there. He was really, really serving. Let me see what else he got off them. Oh yeah, Lonely Star, The Birds Part 1 and 2, Gone, Rolling Stone, Heaven or Las Vegas. Like that, those were cohesive bodies of work. And I really didn't like the Montreal tape that much, but I fucking loved Thursday and House of Balloons. Yes, High for This, Coming Down. Like, you can't fuck with my dude. He was really coming through. Let me see what else he got. He also, I mean, he even got hits off of, The Weeknd got a lot of hits. Not that I really think about it. This is one of the only dudes, one of the only people in the industry, period, who sounds the same on the record, like when you're playing it, as they do live. Like, one of the only people like that. John Legend. Beautiful voice, soulful voice, like another person, excellent vocals. A lot of these dudes got pipes, and he sounds good whether he can sing or talk. But whether he's singing or talking, he sounds nice. He has one of those voices, like he's gifted. Because a lot of singers, they just sound good when they're singing. They kind of sound funny when they talk. But he's one of those people. He just has a beautiful voice. I Used to Love You and Stay a Little While are my songs. I think he's talented and smart, like Ryan Leslie. They both went to Ivy League schools, but I don't really listen to him a lot. I think a lot of his music is a little too slow for me, and I just don't support people who are married to motherfucking predators. So no John, bye John. I'm gonna mention Drake because Drake does have some R&B tunes, but he has recently just redirected himself or really solidified himself as a rapper. He was one of the few rappers who was singing and doing the rap stuff. But let's see, his old R&B songs that still hit are Cameras, Good Ones Go, one of my favorites. Highly underrated. That is that motherfucking song. That John B sample, ciao. Fear, Firework, Shut It Down, Find Your Love, fuck Kanye's bitch her, Betty, fat slob body ass for fucking up the goddamn beat, because Find Your Love was a hit, oh bitter ass nigga. And then let me see, in the song Karaoke, this song Unforgettable, I mean, Drake got a ton of hits. You know, he got a lot of rap hits, he got a lot of R&B hits, and the man can sing. Like, Drake can sing his ass off. But again, he just want to be a fucking goon, and he decided to push the rap agenda. So now the nigga talking about fucking doing voodoo curses before he go to Turks and talking about knife talk with 21 Average. So tragic. Bye, Drake. People who I think who also rap but need to be doing R&B because they can sing. YNW Melly and Don Toliver. Don Toliver has a voice. He can sing or rap, but he should really start singing because he got them vocals. Very unique voice. And then YNW Melly, this man brought me to tears. YNW Melly can sing. That boy, my goodness, he really got them vocals, but they have him in rap because they want him to push the agenda. So just really sad to see Satan having his way, but shout out to both of them because those are two boys who should be making R&B. Let me see, groups that I miss. Soul For Real, I love their song Candy Rain. I love their song On My Mind, Every Little Thing You Do On My Mind, love that song. Casey and JoJo, they song that they did for the Players Club is a fucking classic. I love that song. Jagged Edge, Isley Brothers, those are some groups that I really, really miss. I never really cared for Pretty Ricky. They have like one hit, and I never really liked B2K and them either. So bye to them, but shout out to Casey and JoJo, New Edition, Jagged Edge, Soul For Real, and the Isley Brothers. Fucking gave us tons of classics. Genuine. That dude, I miss my dude. So anxious, none of your friends' business. He can sing, he got that pretty boy energy, but again, he's not like Usher to where he's known for like a cohesive body of work. Like of course we know him for Pony, which he's an R&B artist, but I think that's more of like alternative, damn near rock. But kind of countrified. But I don't really know Genuine is like an album maker, but I know he got some hits. So shout out to Genuine. He's that dude. He can perform and dance as well. So he definitely brings a lot to the game. Let me see. Joe, another guy. I know him for a few singles. I Want to Know, and I like his song Rose in a Concrete World. That was, I think, featured in that movie Romeo Must Die with Aaliyah. Love me some Joe. Got some hits. Great R&B voice. Shout out to Joe. John B, Calling on You. That's my song. They Don't Know. Hey Boo. Making pure 90s magic. White boy that got a soulful ass voice. Shout out to John B. Love me some John B. Like, he really did make 90s or early 2000s. Like, he really made a lot of jams. He was that guy. And he's still being sampled to this day because he just super talented. Carl Thomas, I've been loving this dude since I first heard him in the early 2000s. Came through with the emotional album. He came, he sang, he conquered. I love me some Carl Thomas. Put some respect on his name. Avant, I Can Read Your Mind. Yes, sir. Another dude. Still being sampled by the boys today. I don't think he was a really big artist, but his impact is still felt. I'm gonna get on Maxwell. I'm gonna do one of these dudes last, okay? Maxwell, Bad Habits, Ascension. His vocals go hard. He kind of reminds me of the male version of Sade because he's really low key, but he doesn't need to be involved in a bunch of antics and a lot of the rituals. Like, he's super talented. He's got the vocals. You know, some people are just not interested in all the games, and I fuck with Maxwell. Like, his music speaks for itself. Keith Sweat, he's one of the big kings of R&B. Make It Last Forever is my jam. He's before my time, so I don't know a lot of his music, but I've been seeing him perform lately. He can still sing his ass off. Like, his vocals made me, I was like, what song is that? Like, I gotta download it. And I was like, oh, it's one of his most popular songs. Like, I've heard this song before. Here's another one. In my opinion, he sounds the same live as he does in the headphones. So super talented dude. Shout out to Keith Sweat. Tyrese, another guy. Vocals. What more do we want from you, nigga? Vocals, okay? Sweet Lady is timeless. I think he's got several hits off of his self-titled album. Like, I really like Tyrese. I really think he can sing his butt off. I just think he's not that great of an actor. Like, I don't really like his role in Fast and Furious. I think Tyrese he's one person who shouldn't have really gone into acting. He should have really just kept focusing on singing because Tyrese really got them vocals. Like, he really do. Donnell Jones, another dude that's quintessential to the 90s or early 2000s with Where I Want to Be, You Know What's Up. That's like a 90s party jam or like an early 2000s party jam. So he is very quintessential to the R&B era of that time. That was like the golden age in R&B, the 90s and the early 2000s. And Donnell Jones' place in that era is solidified. So shout out to Donnell. Love me some Donnell. D'Angelo, How Does It Feel to Be Able to Sing Your Ass Off? One of my favorite songs by him is Devil's Pie. I think he's another guy. I really kind of didn't get into him that much. I really don't like the song How Does It Feel, but Devil's Pie is one of my favorite songs. I think that is a canonized song for the music industry that really talks about the exploitation and the fuckery. Devil's Pie is that song, and it really set the movie Belly off in the end. Like, that's what I'm listening to now is the Belly soundtrack. So shout out to D'Angelo. I mean, great artist, handsome dude. Voodoo is a great album. Let me see. Ryan Leslie, Artistry on 1000, does a lot of his own vocals and production. I think he got a voice on him. I don't think he can sing like Usher or Chris Brown, but I think he can hold a note. He's another person who was a casualty of the industry. Diddy, took his bitch and sat him to the side. But Ryan Leslie is another dude, super smart. Again, he went to Harvard at like 15, so he didn't really need the industry, and I'm glad he got away because the industry is no place for people who have any morals, ethics, or real soul in their body. We've talked about this multiple times, but Addiction still goes hard. His debut album, you can still play a lot of the way through. Like, it's one of those albums, it's still pretty timeless. Like, you really can still still listen to it and the music still sounds fresh, or even if you feel like it doesn't sound fresh, like I remember Ryan Leslie's presence in his voice, and a lot of it does bring me back. For real, a lot of it does. Okay, and then lastly, I'm gonna talk about R. Kelly. I think if R. Kelly didn't get involved with a lot of that bullshit and a lot of that fuckery, you know, with them kids, I think R. Kelly would still be the undisputed king of R&B. I think R. Kelly really is, because R. Kelly, in my opinion, got way more hits than Usher, and I think he's way more talented than Usher. Yes, Usher can sing and dance, but R. Kelly got trapped in the closet. Like, that shit is iconic. He sang that whole fucking thing, and did the acting, did the writing, you know, all of that. Like, R. Kelly is talented as fuck, and I know that he's illiterate and all of that, but R. Kelly knows how to get his message across. Like, his songs really do talk about real shit, like storytelling when a woman's fed up, you know. Like, he's got so many songs that you really hear the truth in. The truth, real situations. Like, his songs with the Isley brothers and Ron Isley, like they were doing their thing. You're Contagious, like, come on, the videos, the production. Like, R. Kelly was coming the fuck through, and he could do rap and, you know, party music too. Like, come on, Fiesta is that jam. He got songs like I Wish, I Mean, the song Don't Mean It. The whole TP12 album is forever a classic. Like, R. Kelly got I Believe I Can Fly, you know, so many like songs that just hit. And I hate what he did to Aaliyah. It hurts me. It is so sad. I do believe that the parents who sold their kids need to be in jail too. I'm gonna always say that, because, you know, it's not all just R. Kelly. Like, them people was selling their kids. They do anything for a bag. They do anything for clout. It's sad and tragic. But no matter what you say about R. Kelly, you can't dispute that he did do some wrong to women, but that he is very talented. So, you know, now he just, you know, it's the industry. They're gonna protect you until it's time to dethrone you. So it's a sad story to tell. Other than that, that's all I have, y'all. If I missed your R&B dude, or you feel a little bit different about somebody on this list, let's talk in the comments. Talk to y'all in the next one. Bye.